Hi Bainbridge Island, I'm Blair King, Bainbridge Island City Manager. This is your city update for the week ending March the 4th. Plans to improve the Sportsman Club and New Brooklyn intersection could move forward next week. The council will consider approval of a $1.1 million construction contract for safety improvements. All four corners of the intersection will be upgraded to improve safety for kids walking or biking to school. The council rejected initial bids last year because the cost was too high. Staff then worked with a consultant to modify the design and lower the cost. The city will now save about $100,000. It's anticipated that construction will begin after the school year ends in June. A majority of the project is funded by federal transportation grants, with the remainder coming from the city. Police are investigating 2 break-ins at jewelry stores on Winslow Way and need your help identifying people in this video. Last Friday morning around 6:30, the burglars used a shovel to break a window at Bainbridge Diamond and Jewelry, then stole items from a display. The pair were later seen on camera walking away quickly while carrying the stolen merchandise. The day before, around 4 a.m., thieves used a brick to smash a window at Bainbridge Island Gold and Jewelry. They broke a glass display, then stole about $20,000 worth of merchandise. If you have any information, please contact the Bainbridge Island Police Department. Bainbridge police officers helped rescue 2 Seattle men last week after the kayak capsized on Puget Sound. Officer John Bingham and Brett Miller responded to a call aboard the city's patrol boat. They found the kayakers just off Harper Pier in Port Orchard, not far from where the kayakers launched. The officers pulled them in from the water and took them to Harper Pier for medics to do an evaluation. We'll say fortunately both men are okay, but it was a very dangerous situation. The kayakers were trying to get to Blake Island from Port Orchard. The water temperatures were about 46 degrees and the air temperature was hovering just above freezing. A small craft advisory had been issued and was in place with 3 to 4 foot seas. Officer Bingham says the men stayed with their kayak after it capsized, which made the rescue easier.
They didn't just individually try and swim. Both of them together used the kayak and just were slowly trying to kick themselves to shore. So they were still saving themselves, but they at least stayed with their boat. If you separate, then it makes it much more difficult for me to rescue you, because now I have 2 people to rescue, but they're in different places. So I have to pick and choose, and it's harder to find 1 person than it is to find 2. And it's even harder to find 2 people that don't have a boat. The boat makes it very easy. So trying to stay together as 1 clump is really, really beneficial for the easy rescue.
The kayakers wore life jackets and carried a phone, which allowed them to call for help. You know, if you plan to go in the water, monitor the weather and change the plans if the conditions are rough. The cold temperatures last week might have had you turning up your heat in your home or starting a fire in your wood stove. In our first Climate Smart segment, Climate Officer Autumn Salomak explains how we heat our homes is a topic of great interest as we seek ways to reduce our carbon footprint.
Hi, I'm Autumn Salomak, the city's climate officer. More than half of Bainbridge Island's greenhouse gas emissions come from building energy use, primarily energy used in our homes. The city's Climate Action Plan has a goal to eliminate carbon-based energy sources and encourages residents to replace wood-burning devices with energy-efficient electric heating systems. Burning wood produces emissions that contribute to climate change and harm our health. Amy Fowler from the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency explains.
We're concerned about wood smoke because in the wintertime it accounts for about half of our fine particle pollution, and we worry about fine particle pollution because levels of it can exceed federal standards. It's harmful to public health, and so that's why there are standards.
Help reduce emissions from your wood stove or fireplace by following a few key steps. Tip 1, swap out your stove with a high-efficiency heat pump. High-efficiency electric heat pumps are energy efficient, using less energy to keep your home comfortably warm. Heat pumps also provide cooling in the summer and provide filtration for wildfire smoke. The typical cost for a ductless heat pump averages around $4,700, including installation. Tip 2, replace your stove with an EPA-certified wood stove. Uncertified wood stoves and fireplace inserts can produce twice as much pollution as cleaner EPA-certified devices. If you recycle your old wood stove through the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency's Wood Stove Recycling Program, you may qualify for a $350 reward. And tip 3, practice clean burning. We understand that everyone's budget is different, so you may not be able to afford a new heat pump or stove. Luckily, there are a few simple steps you can take now to reduce pollution from wood smoke. You can start by examining your current stove.
The best way to check if your stove is operating well and operating cleanly is to check your chimney. Once you've got your fire going, it's a hot fire, you can tell you've got some good flames going, step outside and take a look at your chimney. If you can see smoke coming from your chimney, you're probably not operating that device as well as you could be. It probably needs more air. The best burning fires are small and hot fires. Those are the way that you reduce your smoke emissions.
The wood that you're using is also important for clean burning. Split your wood, then stack it away from your home and other buildings. Store your wood on rails or pallets to keep it off the ground with the split side down to allow air to circulate and promote drying. Cover your wood pile to protect it from rain and snow. Remember to dry your wood for at least 6 to 12 months before burning to ensure it creates a hot burning, low smoke fire. Getting wood now is a good time to plan for next year. Finally, use a moisture meter to check your wood before burning. Wood is ready to burn when the moisture reading is 20% or less, or the wood sounds hollow when knocked together. These are just a few tips on how to reduce emissions when heating your home. For more information on home heating choices and resources, please visit our Climate Action page.
The Chillicothe lived up to its name for the 50th anniversary. Bicyclists rolled off the ferry last Sunday morning just after 8. Their third 3-mile ride started at the ferry terminal, then made its way north. Frog Rock was a popular stop for many riders who got off their bikes to pose for photos. The riders then continued with support from volunteers and residents. Some kids lined the street to cheer on the riders and offer free coffee and tea. Organizers used volunteers throughout the ride to warn riders of steep hills, stop signs, and oncoming traffic. At Battle Point, riders stopped for bike maintenance and snacks to refuel for the second half of the ride. We even spotted some cyclists who stopped to dance before moving on. Riders crossed the finish line at Waterfront Park.
The experience was wonderful. This is my first Chillicothe, first time actually getting super soaked on a ride.
It was a great ride, like really great weather, and like kind of get a taste of like all the Pacific Northwest has to offer, and like good. It was a good experience.
It was good. It was chilly. It was hilly. Great fun.
My favorite part, I think, is the Baker Hill, right? That's what they call the long uphill. And then after that downhill, you have to experience it. Yeah, it's so good.
It's estimated about 1,500 people participated in this year's ride, roughly half the number of previous years. For more information on these topics and all the city's news, please check out the City Manager's Report online at bainbridgewa.gov.